Hey guys, Bobby Hughes here with Heritage Pride Custom Firearms, and I've got an exciting video today, a video that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, and I just haven't had time to do it, so I'm finally getting started today. It's Monday, November the 3rd, I think, and I'm finally going to get a chance to start on the gun room. I took today off. My business has been growing, and I've been super busy. Trying to get all that I can in before winter, because traditionally and just economically, construction slows down a little bit in the winter. Right now we've got some stuff on the books for this winter, but we're not overloaded, so I am going to have a little bit of downtime finally, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the gun room, and where I'm standing now is going to be the new gun room, and you're about to get some shakes and a little boy's face in the picture as he climbs up the ladder. So anyway, I know it's been a couple months since I've made a video. Like I said, I've just been really busy with everything, and but today I'm going to finally get a chance to get started on the gun room. I got my little helper here with me today. So I think my plan for today is I want to get the wall up here that'll section off the garage from this back room, and try to get some OSB sheeting on the garage side of it. I'm not going to get a lot done on the inside of the gun room at this point. I'm just trying to get the wall up, the door in, get some sheeting on the outside, and maybe start roughing in the electrical depending on how much time I have today. But let's get started on that, and hopefully we'll get this gun room finished before it gets too cold, so that way we can start doing some gunsmithing as construction slows down this winter. And I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Like I said, just been so busy, I haven't had a chance to do it. So maybe now we'll actually get some time. I've got some people that are actually waiting for me to get my gun shop built to do some gun work for them. So I'm kind of motivated to get it done and get it going. You know, eventually we'll be doing some other videos out here. I've got a little wood stove I'm going to be putting in out here in the garage. We are insulating it as we go. I've got a couple sections up in the garage area, so we are going to insulate it as we go, and then that way we'll have that extra heat during the winter to hold the heat in. I had originally thought maybe about putting like an in-wall heating and air unit in, and I don't know. I don't really want to do that. They're loud and noisy and expensive, and they use a lot of power. And I'm trying to be as efficient and prep ready as I can. So we're going to be putting in a wood stove out here. It's going to be pretty cool. But I'm excited. I'm ready to get started. So let's get going.
Let's get to work, buddy. Let's get to work.
So before we get started, here's a little bit better look at what we're working with. This is the house, pre-existing house, and I've done a few videos of the house, but nothing since I've really, we've still got some work to do, but that goes into the house there, and then the roof out here, this garage was added on after the house was built, and they used just standard 2x6 rafter construction on it, and it's too much of a span for 2x6s. It really should be more than that. And so when we bought the house, what we did was we took, and when the framing was exposed, I put these header beams in, and they just run from one side of the frame of the actual house to the frame of the garage wall here. And I just put in some cribbing there, some posts to hold those up, and then we went back and put in some purlins here to hold up the roof structure. So I put a jack under it and jacked the roof back up to where it was level, and then put these purlins in. And then later on, I realized that, man, that would make great storage because there's no attic out here; it's all open. So I thought, well, that would make good storage. So I went back and I put these 2x4s in and made like ceiling joists, which in return created sort of a loft up there. So I've got a little bit of sheeting on this one. I've got the sheeting to go ahead and finish sheeting the rest of this side, and that'll give me a lot of storage up there. So this side here is going to be my camping and you know, prepping, survival. You know, we might put some of our bulk dry goods up there. That's going to be the prep side, and then the gun room underneath. And then on this side is just our regular storage. You know, there's some luggage and Caleb's clothes so far that he's outgrown and stuff like that. So it makes a really neat storage loft because, you know, you can see the garage door here, and the way the garage door opens, it's right above it. So you get to take advantage of that space, and you know, it works really well for that. So that's kind of, you know, the layout here, and we'll be putting a wall up right underneath this header beam here. So the wall will go all the way, you know, to the floor here, and then come across, come down the other side. And I've got a door that I salvaged from Wisconsin on a job where we actually changed out. It was an entry door, so it's a steel door that goes into that went into somebody's house, and we're gonna use that here. It's actually for a 2x6 frame wall, but and we're gonna do 2x4, so it might look a little funny, but we'll frame it out and make it look neat. But anyway, so now you know kind of the layout, so let's get started. Alright guys, so I've got the top and bottom plate laid out on this first section here. So basically we're going to have a little bit of an offset here, and then the door, and then the wall will continue on out there. And traditionally, in traditional framing, and this is not anything really to do with a gun room, just for framing information, you would lay your top and bottom plate out, make your marks on it for your where you want your studs to be, and then you build your wall, and then you set your wall up and put it in place. The problem is in this situation or this application, my concrete is not level. This garage is not a level floor, so I can't build it and then put it up there because it won't be tight. It won't be, you know, it may have a gap. It's about 3/4 of an inch difference across the span or whatever. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm building my bottom, I'm installing my bottom plate and then my top plate, and then I'm going to stick frame it one stud at a time. And so I go ahead and mark my bottom plate where I want my studs to be. You can kind of see we're going to have, I'm for sure going to put one here because this is going to be the corner, so you've got to have your nail plate to catch your your plywood or your sheeting or whatever coming in. So there'll be one here. I'm going to stick one here just because that's the beginning of this bottom plate, so I don't need that. And when I'm pulling on centers, I'm pulling from the corner, but I'm going to go ahead and throw one in here. So one here, I've got it marked with an X, and then one here on center. That's going to be my 16-inch center mark. And I'm going to put two out here next to where my door casing is going to be, or my rough end for my door. And so it's actually going to be 3 inches here of 2x4. My next 16-inch center mark lands about right there, so it's going to land right on the center of this one, but I need another one there to the end where my door is going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 studs going in this wall. Now as far as my bottom plate goes, I want this to be pretty much watertight. If we had any water blow in from the garage door or anything, which we've had in the past, and concrete draws moisture, so it's kind of porous, and it draws moisture. So we put a pressure treated bottom plate on that protects from rot and moisture and things like that. And then I've just got 2 wedge anchor bolts. You drill down through the wood and then down into the concrete, and then that goes down there. You can tighten up with an impact driver, and then I've just used liquid nails to kind of seal it off here. A liquid nail underneath, and then I'll go ahead and fill it in with liquid nail on the top, and then I keep water. If any water does blow in, it'll keep it from blowing in into my gun room. So that's in, and then my top plate. Top plates don't matter. You don't have to do anything for that. So I just stuck a full 8-footer up there, and then I will fill in the gap when I get down there. So now I'm going to go ahead and measure and cut my studs, those 5 studs that need to go in there, and I'll go ahead and get those nailed in place. Hey.
Why did you make him cry?
I didn't make him cry.
Why do you?
I told him no.
Oh, that's why he cried?
Yeah.
Oh, say don't tell me no, Papa.
Alright, thank you for taking me away. What's he doing? He says.
Oh, we're putting a wall up, buddy. It's the laser. Watch out. Here, come over here. Alright guys, so I've got all the framing done on the wall for the gun room, and I'm about out of time to work on it for right now. I've got a meeting I have to go to here in a little bit, so depending on how long that lasts, and then I got to go meet with a couple of clients, I might get a chance to work on it a little bit this evening, maybe pull some wire or something, or get some sheeting up or something, I don't know. But anyway, I just want to show you guys the framework with it being all finished now. So there it is. We got it all framed out. I did this one just like this bottom plate, just like I did the other one over there. On the other side, it's just we drill some 1/2-inch holes into the concrete and then through the bottom plate, and then run some wedge bolts in there and pull that down tight. Right here was a pretty good low spot in the concrete, and so I had to pull that one down pretty tight. And then, like I did the other side, I used liquid nails underneath, and then that'll make a good seal. And that's a pressure treated bottom plate there. And then I run a bead of liquid nails across the front here, just to act as a sealant. And then when I put the door in, it's an exterior type door, so it has a bottom seal plate on it. We'll caulk under that too with a silicone, and then if we do ever have any water come into the basement, then or into the garage, then that will alleviate anything running back into the gun room. We want to keep it nice and dry in there. So anyway, it's just standard, like I said, stick frame, one stud at a time, 16-inch centers. Got our top plate across there. It butts in, so I mean there's nothing to it really. Stick framing is pretty simple. Just you have to plan for everything. Caleb's over there checking it for level, so make sure that it's plumb. One thing I didn't really talk about is I use a laser, a self-leveling laser for my studs. And when you're stick framing, it really comes in handy because you can mark your bottom plate. Let's see if I can get it to show up here. You can mark your bottom plate and put your laser on it, and then you go ahead and tack it in place, and then you can go up top and just knock your top plate, or the top of your stud over to your line, and then that way you've got a nice level stud all the way up. So that's a cool tool to have for that kind of stuff. Remodeling, I use it all the time because a lot of times your pre-existing work that another builder might have done, especially in old houses, won't be level or square for that matter. So anyway, this is going to be the doorway right here. So we'll get it sheeted and get that door put in. The door is going to open in this way. And then I bartered for this pantry cabinet on a kitchen job that we did. It was just an odd cabinet that they had put in there for storage, and we put new cabinets in. So I got that for cheap, and I'm going to put it, I think, right here, right inside the door there, and then that'll offset a little bit. And then I've got a gun safe that I'm getting that we're going to put in here. I'm finally going to get me a good gun safe, an actual gun safe. And then from there, we'll probably just do like a workbench that goes to the corner and then all the way down. And then I'm undecided yet exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to need a kind of a peninsula like I had in the other gun shop to put my vise on. So I don't know, I might put it right center here in front of the window, and then have my bench go on around to this corner, or I might have the bench come around and put the peninsula right here, and then have some kind of storage over here in the corner. I don't know yet, but you know, it's not near as big as the basement that I had up north that I was using for a gun shop, but I think it's going to be better organized. You know, I can build it exactly how I want it. It's my house. I don't have to worry about tearing it out later when we move or anything like that. So it should be nice. I'm excited about it. I can put plenty of light in here for videos and for working and things. And then I've even got this window here for ventilation, which I didn't have before in that basement. And then I'm going to be building we'll do a video on building bars for the window. I'm going to take some nice, maybe 1/2 inch or 5/8 rebar and weld make me a pattern to put over that window to keep people from coming in. And then the door, of course, will be steel construction, so it'll make it harder for somebody to come in for sure. So anyway, that's the framework piece. I will pick back up, like I said, maybe this evening when I get home, if I've got time. I will start working on maybe pulling some wire, doing some sheeting or something, and I'll bring a video back. I'm going to try to cover this whole thing with video coverage. So I haven't made a lot of videos lately. I've just been so busy, and maybe it'll, you know, make up for lost time a little bit. I know, like I said, a lot of you guys have been waiting for me to start on this gun room. So I'm hoping maybe now that I've started, I'll get back into it. We'll get the gun room done, and that'll give us some good material to make some good videos on. And try to get away from the gardening and stuff. I know those aren't very popular videos. So also maybe tomorrow evening, or maybe this evening if it's still daylight when I get home, I'll do kind of a homestead update video, and kind of show you guys where the homestead's at. We're making some pretty decent progress. Like I said, I've been really busy with work, but I've tried to make time to get the homestead going, you know, for what it is. You know, we want a homestead, we want to be self-sufficient, so I've been working a little bit on things. Some stuff we needed to get done, like the siding and stuff for the insurance purposes. The home insurance company was really bugging me about not having siding like it matters. But anyway, they've been bugging me about that, so we've been working on that. You can kind of see, I showed you earlier, some of the shelving that we put out here for our food storage. So, you know, we've been working on that, fencing, livestock, all that good stuff. So I'll try to do an update video maybe this evening or maybe tomorrow evening, and get that up for you guys too. So anyway, guys, until next time, get out there, shoot some guns, be safe, and most importantly, have fun. See you guys later.